Welcome to Life Transformation Radio. This show is all about life transformations and our journey from where we were to why we are doing what we are doing today. We will discuss the hiccups, the roller coasters, and the blood, sweat, and tears that has been poured out while discovering our purpose. It is all about our transformations. Here is your host, Sean Douglas.
Welcome to Life Transformation Radio. Working through a couple technical difficulties, but we are here. Holly, are you here with us? As we get Holly on the line, I want to thank everybody from listening from wherever you are. Life Transformation Radio is heard in over 74 countries. So whether it's your first time joining us or you've been listening to us for some time, I want to thank you to those who are listening from around the world. Life Transformation Radio can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Player FM, Radio Public, Overcast, Castbox, the Himalaya app, and the Google Play Music app. Basically, wherever you listen to podcasts, Life Transformation Radio can be heard. We can also be heard now on Pandora. So I ask that you subscribe and then rate and review the show and let us know what you think of the show, the content, the guests, if you know somebody that should be a guest on the show. I'm always looking for guests, always looking for that next transformation moment to highlight on our show. Life Transformation Radio is all about our transformation. Here, we tell the stories of why we're doing what we're doing. We highlight that transformational moment that changed our lives and how we use it to then transform others and elevate their lives as well. And you can listen to us right here, the Blog Talk Radio Network, Tuesday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can join our Facebook group, Life Transformation Radio Community. And again, never, ever miss an episode by subscribing wherever it is that you listen to podcasts. And with that, I want to talk about our guest today. Holley Mignosi.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please try again.
And with that, the title of the episode is The Neuroscience of Storytelling with body language expert Holley Mignosi. Speaker, storyteller, and body language expert Holley Mignosi helps speakers and experts increase their influence and impact through the art of hypnotic body language and the neuroscience of storytelling. Holley is on a mission to help experts share their signature story and express their life purpose, passion, presence, and power. As a former modeling and acting coach for over 15 years, Holley imparts experts with proven charisma skills, storytelling techniques, and uncovers hidden talents, tapping into their signature star power on stage. Holley is the CEO and founder of the Dynamic Dream Life Group Incorporated. She holds multiple certifications in mindset and physicality specialties such as Neuro-linguistic Programming, Hypnosis, and Hypnotic Presentation Skills. She has a free gift for everybody, which is powerful. This gift, if you're a speaker, or really if you're even a leader who does some mentoring or coaching or anything like that, this free gift, I promise you, this free gift will revolutionize exactly what you're doing. It is called the hottest hand gestures for charisma, leadership, and influence. Whether you're a speaker on stage or you're a leader leading people, this, I promise you, will change your mindset and the way that you approach influence and impact. It is at Holley, Holley Mignosi, MIGNOSI.com/hot15. That's the link. Her website and Facebook, Instagram are right there in the show notes. Connect with her and let her know that you heard the episode of Life Transformation Radio. And with that, I want to welcome Holley to the show. And how you doing? What's 2020 like for you so far?
Hi, Sean. I'm doing great. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah, 2020's, gosh, it's off to a fast start.
Yes.
But it's doing great. How about you?
Oh my gosh. So I've submitted a bunch of invoices. I've gotten a bunch paid. I got 7 speaking engagements lined up for 2020 so far. I've already been on 3 podcasts. This is the 7th episode of Life Transformation Radio. My new show is starting soon called Failed Dinner Conversations. I'm launching an online course, and I'm writing another book. I think that's all.
You might need a few more things there. I don't know if that's enough.
Right. Right. But I love it though. But you know, January is my favorite month. Like January is literally my favorite month because the conversations that I have with people are like, "This is it. I have to do this now. Or I'm never going to do it." And so everybody's in like a new year, new you attitude, and I never ever market new year, new you, live a great life. I don't do any of that. I'm like, it's same price as it was before. It's the same process as it was before. And what took you so long?
Amen to that. It is kind of a restart, though. We do get to kind of reboot, restart, set some new, a little closure, not just to a year, but to a decade. And now we get to plan out, a new year and a new decade. And I don't know, I think I do look at it kind of as a reinvention and create some excitement. Like, look at all the things that happened last year that I planned that happened, and all the things that I didn't plan that were like this beautiful surprise. And I'm really excited about what this next year is going to hold.
Absolutely. I am extremely excited about 2020 because there is so much literally happening just in these last 7 days or 9 days. This is literally, Australia happening right now. You've got Trump impeachment happening. You've got an election happening in November. You've got a lot of turnover in businesses and politics and all that. You've got, a new decade. So there's like, the new start to things. It's the new, just everything about 2020. This is the year. That's what I hear a lot of right now. This is the year. This is it. This is my decade. This is my best 10 years of my life. This is, whatever. So, and then the people who are graduating here in 2020 are of the new millennials. They are the new, it's like everybody, I forgot what they called it, but everybody who is graduating, like in the year 2000, like first people to graduate in the new millennium. Well, the other first ones to graduate in the new decade.
Yeah, maybe new decade, new mindset, new challenges, new strengths. I have an 11-year-old. I know you have kids too. It's fascinating to see the new things that they're coming into and how, comparatively what I was like at their age and what they're dealing with now. It's something to keep you busy, keep you on your toes. You've got to say, one step ahead if possible. With the new inventions and the new kiddos and everything. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. Love your show. Love what you're doing. And it's such a great honor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm in your Facebook group. I've been following you since New Media Summit, and you are an absolute rock star. For those of you who do not know Holley, she has an amazing Facebook group, Leading Six-Figure Speakers. I've actually learned quite a bit in there. I'm not saying I'm an expert. However, I know a lot of stuff. And I'm learning even more being in that group.
John. Come on now.
I'm like, I don't think of myself as an expert. I want to be looked as an expert. I think of myself as a practitioner. I think of someone as for me as a speaker, I love being on stage, just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
But what I love more is the hunt for the stage. I love the back and forth emails. Like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Like, it's that, come on, I really want the stage. I really want the stage. And then it's like, that yes. That's what I search for, the yes. Because what I tell people is that you're not a speaker. You're a marketer who markets the speaker business. You do that 99% of the time, unless you have a booking agent or a speaker bureau. You speak for 1 hour. And that's it. That's all you do. Speak for 1 hour. Your craft should absolutely be mastering the stage, but your job is marketing your speaker business.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You like the hunt. You're that warrior. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the opportunity to transform and to leverage the time that you can reach so many people in a short amount of time in a way that you just, it's different one-to-one than it is with stage. And that's what I really like, is seeing all the people's faces and that energy, the energy of a crowd, the energy, the excitement, the transformation or the depth, really taking those moments where you can go deep with a crowd and move the crowd and the connection. So some of my values, I really, really value sacred space. I value passion, I value play, and I value deep connection. And I think that you can do all those things with so many people at one time if you have an opportunity to take the stage. And it's a challenge because every crowd is different, every stage is different. There's always at least one thing that's going to go wrong, and you got to go with the flow.
Oh my
how you're going to tackle that challenge. Every time, at least one thing, got to prepare for it.
Do you feel like, and I wasn't even going to ask you this, do you feel like you're on stage or you're at the event or whatever, that you learn so much every single event that you speak at? You learn the stage presence more, you learn to read the audience more, you learn to work through technical battles more. Like every opportunity is an opportunity to grow. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we have that in common. You're definitely a lover of life and someone who loves to learn, and I absolutely love to learn. And I think if you want to continue to elevate your consciousness, your skill, and your connections, you have to continue to grow and learn. Absolutely. And the stage will certainly force you to do that if you're not willing to. Otherwise, the invisible hook will come on and you'll get pulled off.
Right. What I
Yeah.
remember is back in 2017, I started not speaking for free and really like getting paid back in 2016 into 2017. I was at an event, and I come from military instructor. Everything is laid out. Everything has a formula. You know, when you're on stage, it's what is your attention at? What is your overview? What is your objective? What is your motivation? And then repeat, like tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them.
Like you're going to tell. Yep.
They're very methodical. You know, what do I say for your attention step? How do I communicate the objective? Your objective is this class, and every single military class said the same exact way. But here I am in Sacramento. Every military class has slides because that's a rule. You have to have slides. And my laptop would not connect and sync, and we plug in, plug out cables. Did it like 5 minutes into my talk. I'm like, you know what? We're not going to use slides. We're going to freestyle. Here's what we're going to talk about. And then I just went, and I felt amazing. And it was that moment where I said, you know what? I'm not going to be hindered by my slides. I'm going to find a way to know my material, know the slides in my head because I'm the one who created them, but not use slides. And since 2017, I've used one slide in my talk until it was my TEDx talk because it was a rule. But I've not used slides in my keynotes at all, not ever. And the slides get emailed to somebody when they use my links and stuff. I'll say, hey, if you want the slides, you can go to this link and you can download the slides. Now I'm building on my email list. So essentially what I've done is I'm like, this is for you, not for me. And I've memorized everything I need to memorize and know everything I need to know. You can have the slides. I don't need them. So here's a link. Download them for free. And then I start getting email addresses on stage.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I really believe that our strength is revealed in our struggles, which is, one of the core things that my personal story has taught me. And really, any time that there's a challenge, my belief system is this challenge is been divinely designed to help me. And with that perspective, if we all had that perspective in any challenge, let's just suppose for a moment that ourself and our creator, God, whatever, your word is, that this was all planned out and that, hey, this has been divinely designed to support, to help you grow, to learn, to improve you, but also to help even your dreams come true. What if that was the case? To look at situations like that. Yeah, thank you. So that's kind of what's got me through difficult times, challenging times, and certainly part of my story.
Perfect. We're going to dive into that. You said you set out values in the beginning of the show. And I absolutely love that because I believe that living your brand, which I coined live your brand, as to the core values that you live out every single day. That is your brand. And you living your brand means that you live your core values. You walk your talk. And so I love the fact that you listed out your values. Are those part of your why? And if they are or are not, what is the why for what you do?
Yeah. Definitely deep connection for sure is part of my why. Absolutely. I decided to take the most difficult, challenging, heart-wrenching part of my life and take everything that I've learned from it and decided, you know what, I'm going to help people that have been through the same challenge. I'm going to help people if they've struggled through the same thing, because that's the only way I can make sense of this. And through that, I can get this level of deep connection with people on a very honest, authentic, let me know everything about you, good, bad, ugly, whatever, and I still accept you and love you, is part of what drives me. I think in everything that I've done, I come from a modeling and acting industry, and for lots of reasons, I didn't quite fit in. But one of the reasons why I didn't fit in and people would make fun of me is, as we'd have a real conversation, sometimes, someone would bring up a challenge and I would say, oh, wow, how did that make you feel? And I'd kind of go into like this therapist mode almost, but like I'm really searching for truth and honesty and deep connection in a very superficial world of hair and makeup and clothing and layers and barriers and perfectionism and superficiality. And I didn't know that I was searching for, let me break through the mask of who you're trying to be. Let me see who you really are, and let me honor you for what you've been through, what you're feeling, and create a safe space. I didn't know that that's what I was striving for until, later, and I went through all my challenges, and I really started to realize and reflect, what drives me? Why do I do what I do? So, yeah, definitely being now a speaking coach and helping people with their story and their presence, really embodying their message on stage. But let me also do a little tag there and say all of life is a stage. Really helping them do that brings me a deep level of satisfaction and deep connection. And honestly, my mind is blown. And I'm sure you get this too, I'm guessing, when you do your radio show. When I
Absolutely.
hear the stories of things that people have been through and they're still on this earth and they've made sense of it, I'm looking at a superhero. I am looking at a true living day superhero in front of me, and it gives me great reverence for life.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Very cool. Just so everybody knows, the beeps that you might hear on the show is me muting my mic because I don't know what's going on with my chest and throat, but I literally feel like I swallowed a pound of sand. So my kids got me sick, and I feel like absolute garbage. So if you hear the beeps, it's me muting and having a coughing session.
I didn't hear the beeps from myself, but you sound great, and I'm
awesome.
Sending you lots of healing mojo there to take care of you.
Thank you so much, because it beeps on my end, so I'm like, oh, man, I don't know if anybody can hear that, because the show is live. So I want to welcome everybody to the show who is just joining us right now. If you have a question for Holley or myself, you can call us up at 657-383-1109. Again, the number is 657-383-1109. You can listen to the show, and in the chat, you can put in questions for Holley or myself in the chat, or you can dial in. My team is standing by, and they will field the calls, and maybe we'll answer a couple calls in the air. So I love your why. I love your values. What is your transformational moment that changed your life and put you on a path to what you're doing today?
My transformational moment for me is very emotional. It was the moment that I walked into my bedroom looking for my 3-year-old daughter, and I found her sitting on my bedroom floor holding my drugs in her hand.
Whoa.
That was my moment. And to give a tiny bit of backstory, if I may, just a little bit, I was 22 years old, living my dream life, loving my job. I was working in the modeling and industry during the day, and I was a runway coach and a television coach and film coach at night, helping aspiring models and actors. When one day my boss called all of us coaches in the room, and he said, I need all of you to level up. I'm taking the company global, and each and every one of you need to look like celebrity models and actors. And at that moment, I knew I was in trouble because a celebrity model is 5'9". I'm only 5'8". And a celebrity model has very specific measurements, and I knew I was, let's just say, a little on the curvy side for the industry.
Yeah.
And he took out a measuring tape, and he publicly measured each and every one of us. And the first runway coach got on, and he measured her and said, "Oh, you're perfect." And the second runway coach got up, and he said, "Oh, perfect measurements." And then it was my turn. And my bust was in the right measurement, my waist was in the right measurement, but my hips were not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 inches too big. Now, to me and you, that may not seem like a big deal, but in the modeling world, it's everything. And he literally turned to me, pointed to my hips, looked at my peers, my coworkers, my friends, and said, "If any of you have this problem, fix it or you're fired." And at that moment, I felt shame. I felt embarrassed. I felt ugly. I felt something was wrong with me. And I made a decision, like most of us do in a moment of pain, and I decided I will never feel this again, ever. And I went on a massive hunt to figure out how to lose weight. But I exercised, I ate right, I read all the books, I did all the classes, I, was pumping iron, I was jogging all the time, I was decreasing my calories. I tried to do like the bulimic thing, wasn't my style, didn't work for me. I tried everything I could, but I couldn't get the weight off because that's not how I was made. Until one of my friends, quote unquote friends, gave me a little bag of white powder, and it was cocaine. And she said, "Try this." And you know what, Sean? It worked. It worked like a jiffy. Within just a few weeks, all of a sudden, I slipped into my new sleek physique. I was getting compliments from my coworkers, compliments from my boss. I got a raise. I got promoted. So here I am doing something very abusive to my body. Yep. And I'm elevated in this environment. And that was the beginning of my 10-year relationship, on and off, with various types of drugs, over the counter as well as, not legal, to manage my weight. And I was able to stop while I was pregnant, and I was able to stop until she was about 2-3 years old. And I was married, and then there were problems in the marriage, and then that old frenemy came back, and he and I started using. And we started using on the weekends, and after a night of partying, we had a live-in nanny, by the way, who stayed with us and took care of our daughter while we were gone on, partying all night long. But one night I came home and she was there and said, "Mommy, play with me." And I was tired. I'd been up for a long time and I wanted to go to bed. But half out of love and half out of guilt, I said, "Okay, I'll play with you." And so I sat on the floor and we played tea party. And after a little while, I got really thirsty and I went to the kitchen. When I came back, she was gone. And that's when I went looking for her. She wasn't in her bedroom. She wasn't in my bedroom. She wasn't in her bathroom. When I went into my bedroom, there she was. And in that moment, I was shocked that she had our stash in her hands. And I ran to her, checked her mouth. I checked, there was nothing. She hadn't ingested anything, thank God. And in that moment, Sean, it was like a divine download. I saw my life flash before me, but it wasn't the kind of life I wanted. I saw a movie, and it was like these series of questions flooded my mind. And it was like all of a sudden I thought, what if I didn't get there in time? What if she had ingested something? What if I had to call the police? What if they had to call CPS because we're both using? What if she was taken away from us? What if she ended up in foster care? And then the worst question, what if she ended up like me? And I didn't like the answers to any of those questions. And I knew in that moment that was my pit, but it was also my breakthrough, because that's when I decided I have got to change my life. And it's not going to be him. It's got to be me. Yeah. And I decided to quit 3 things. I just decided to quit my job, drugs, and my marriage all at the same time.
Oh, my gosh.
all at the
That's
same
stressful.
time.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That is stressful.
Yeah, and nobody knew in my mind. I didn't reach out to get help for quitting. I was addicted to cocaine, and I did it by myself without help. Yeah, it was excruciating. The cravings were massive. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what? At what year? So was this like 90s, 2000s? Like when was that approximately?
2005.
Okay, so let's call it 15 years.
Yeah.
I find it fascinating, completely fascinating. Even if you said it was 90s or 80s or fascinating that there was a movement, and I'm not sure if it's still going, but I distinctly remember that there was a movement that there was a modeling show or a company or something that did the opposite. They embraced the curvy women. They embraced and said, love your body and take care of your body and like all that. And I remember it was a couple of years ago. I was pretty sure it was a couple of years ago. And it was like size is a number. I think it was one of their slogans. Size is just a number. And I think about that. And I think about how we thought and operated in the 80s. And I was born in 83. So I remember kindergarten in 88 and 89. I remember going to school in 91. I remember the bands and, what we were doing, as far as kids watching their parents do these type of behaviors. And that's what I grew up in. I grew up in an alcohol-dominated, drug, domestic violence household. I literally grew up in that. And now there's conversation. Like, talk about the hard conversations. You need to have a hard conversation with your kid. It's okay to feel things. And it's almost like, what, you don't have a meditation practice? Like, what is wrong with you? That wasn't talked about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
The hardest part of the last 15 years was telling somebody that I actually had feelings. I'm a warrior. I'm in the military.
You are.
I kill people for a living. That is my job, to defend freedom and sacrifice my life. To that extreme, that is my job, right? And now I'm supposed to sit in a room and talk about my feelings? What are we doing? And so that's the hardest part, is doing exercises where I have a meditation. Like, so right now, the Miracle Morning. I find it completely mind-blowing that 15 years ago, we're fat shaming or body shaming or telling somebody that you're not pretty enough, you're not blonde enough, you're not big chested enough, you're not big butt enough, you're not whatever, like your body is da-da-da. Now there's movements that are like Me Too, and movements that are size is a number, and people who are accepting of you. And that happened in the last 15 years.
Yeah, well, I think we finally figured out two things that you mentioned. One, a quiet mind is a wise mind. I, too, have a meditation practice, and I really believe that a quiet mind is where we find our wisdom. And the second thing, which is everyone wants in the heart and in the mind to be celebrated, not tolerated. We want to feel that we can show our gifts, our talents, and even reveal our struggles and be cheered on. Like, yes, everyone wants that, like, high five, like, yeah, you rock, whether you're down or whether you're up. And I think that pendulum is finally swinging in the other direction, which is a beautiful thing. Thank goodness. It'll be interesting to see where it goes with our children, in the next coming years.
I don't know, but I have a I don't know what you'd call it. I have a suspicion or a feeling or an intuitive moment where I think that the next 10 years are going to be all about self-love and self-care, that something, I don't know what, but something will happen to where it will try to be disrupted. Like we're watching the Iran war right now. I guarantee you in the next 10 years, in this decade, we will talk about self-love and self-care and meditation. And somebody from the old regime, somewhere with the old way of thinking, will try to disrupt it and blow it up and stop it. Or somebody will come out with a blog that says, well, meditation doesn't do anything for you. It's a placebo effect. Like, I'm waiting for this moment where, sorry guys, you were lied to. Yoga really doesn't do anything for you. Like, I'm waiting for this moment. And all of the people who do yoga and goat yoga, and have you seen yoga? Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? I live in San Diego. I live in the yoga capital. Come on.
That
I have my
blows
own
my
goat.
mind.
Okay, I got my own goat just so I could do my own goat yoga in my own backyard.
Oh,
this is what we do here.
Oh, this is amazing. I was like, what is like, now this is something I can, this is something like, talk about some goat yoga, like this is something I can, kind of, get behind or support or, whatever. That is amazing because I'm watching it. I'm like, what is happening? And it's an interaction between you and your pet. Now, the pet happens to be a goat who jumps around and plays. And it's fun because to me, I have severe ADD, ADHD. I call it ADOS when I'm on stage. I tell people that I have ADOS, which is attention deficit squirrel. It's a hazardous medical condition. It really is. It's a hazardous medical condition. But I cannot sit there and meditate for too long. 5 or 10 minutes, I'm out. Like, I got my thing and get out. Feel like I accomplished something. I can't sit there and pose and do all like. But the goat thing, like, I'm interested because it's distracting. I love distracting things.
It's your squirrel.
Yep. I have to have one. I have to have one.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show that you can really combine any two things and come up with something new. I mean, goat yoga, come on. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Okay, I get it. Chocolate and peanut butter. Okay, get it. Goat and yoga. Yeah, all right.
Right. So in the last couple of minutes that is remaining, I want to highlight you and your brilliance. Talk to us about what it is that you do that elevates the world around you. You working with speakers and the coaching and like everything. Like, why is leading six-figure speakers so amazing?
Oh, thank you for that. First, can I say that I just changed the name? So let me just add a little tag there. I just changed the name from Leading Six-Figure Speakers to Shine on Stage. Because Shine on Stage, I think the six-figure, seven-figure thing is a little, people are using it a lot as more like
overplayed,
kind of a gimmick. Yeah, it's kind of gimmicky, and that's just not where I'm coming from. Shine on Stage is so much more authentically what I'm about, which is helping you share your message and shine your light inside, whatever that is that lights you up. But specifically, I just love listening to stories of powerful people who have gone through transformation and helping them craft that story in a very succinct way that is captivating, that is emotional, that feels like they can take the audience on a roller coaster ride and really go all the way to the bottom and all the way back to the top where you're like, yeah, rooting for the hero. Because when we hear powerful stories like that, we're transported into those stories as if it's happening to us. We're hardwired for stories. Yeah. We've been listening to stories for over 150,000 years. It's our primary way as cave people of transferring knowledge and wisdom. So it's so powerful to help someone who's been through those things, and it just is incredible. And I feel like when I can do that, I'm not just helping one person, I'm helping millions, because I know there's so many people that are going to hear that story, be transformed by that story, be lifted up, be motivated, be inspired, move through their fear into courage, whatever that speaker is about. And then the second part that is so much fun is really teaching experts how to embody their message, because you know this, you've been on stage so much, you know that we make snap judgments. Within sometimes two-tenths of a second, the brain is deciding, are you friend or foe? And now you know that too from your military training. We need to decide from body language, are you open or you're closed? Do I block you or do I open my heart to you? Or do I take baby steps? So you've got to embody your message from the moment you step on stage. Is your message confidence? You better be confident. If your message compassion, you better show up with an open heart, and your body can actually be revealing that even before the first word pops out of your mouth. And so it is so much fun to combine, some of the training experience back from my modeling and acting days where I taught aspiring models and actors how to really get that it factor, walk into the room, and even before you read your lines, you've got that shining light, that it factor where they're like, wow, I don't know who you are, but I sure do want to find out. So sharing those little techniques, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I love about your the name of like the group or whatever? It delivers a promise. It absolutely delivers a promise. Like leading six figures, it's like, okay, it's kind of like, okay, 6 figures, 7 figures, like you're right. It's kind of, I know what 6 figures is, you know, but shine on stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a promise. It's exactly
Thank
what
you.
that
It
is.
You're right.
And
all of life
that,
on stage.
oh, 100%. And that specifically promise can be translated to other moments of your life. Shine on stage for that interview. Shine on stage for that TEDx talk. Shine on stage for that podcast. Shine on stage while you get married, while you have a child.
Yes.
While you're teaching it, like they always talk about like life is a stage, or the world stage, and all this gimmicky stuff. I love the fact that you're delivering a promise. You're gonna shine. You're gonna shine.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and the other really important deep part of that is to move from shame to shine. Don't be afraid to tell your story. Don't be afraid to feel, reveal, and heal it, because somebody else is looking for the solutions that you have. So moving from shame to shine. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about making that my hashtag. Shame to shine, baby.
Transformation. It speaks to a transformation, which again is a promise. Because coaching speakers like I have, there are some people that I've worked with who I have to say, you're not ready. Like, what do you want to talk about? I want to talk about the moment let's say the moment that I was raped. Okay, we'll start talking about that. And then they start breaking down and they're crying. And I'm like, you're not ready. You're not healed enough. You're not ready. You can't break down on stage. You have to be able to get through this.
That's right.
So, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
So we can't
reveal what hasn't been healed on stage. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So with that, what I want to do is I want to give the audience an opportunity to connect with you. So what are the best ways to connect with you? What are the best ways that you see the listeners of Transformation Radio taking it to the next level with you?
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, you mentioned it. If you feel like you have a story and you want to learn some tips and techniques on how to craft your story, definitely join me in Shine on Stage Facebook group. I'm there all the time, connecting, doing some free content. You have tons of hours of binge-worthy content you can find on storytelling, body language, charismatic communication, interviewing, all kinds of stuff. And then if you're interested in going a little deeper, I have 15 of the hottest hand gestures, and you're going to find those at my name, Holley Mignosi /hot15, and Holley is Holley, and it's Mignosi, it's like Italian, so it's MIGNOSI /hot15, and you're going to get the hottest 15 hand gestures. Now, you can use these for stage. You can use them one-to-one networking. You can even use them on a date. So it's really for dating, relating, mating, anytime, any place. If you're there, you're communicating, and you got a body, you got to be using your hands. So that helps us communicate our intention. And then, of course, if anyone is listening and knows of speaker opportunities, I am also available for that. You can find me at my website, which is hollymignosi.com.
Outstanding. And I did notice the E as I was creating the episode, and I noticed, I was like, oh, no, now to go back and change a couple things. So just, you know what? It just goes to show, nobody really has it all together.
It's all good. It's all good. I like to say my mom was extra loopy when she was filling out the card on what my name was. She put an extra loop in there. So it's all good.
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny is we were so pumped, first of all, about our baby. And our daughter's middle name is Paige. And so I'm filling out the card and everything. Boom, boom, good to go. She's like, double check, triple check, whatever. I'm like, Paige. I even still have the card. I took a picture of it. I'm like, boom, 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 whatever. When we got her birth certificate, Social Security number, they typed it in Page, like a book page. And I'm like, oh, come on.
No.
So now we just noticed it when we started, when the baby started, she's 5 now. She just started school. So now I'm going to have to figure out, like, well, do I go, like, how do I change it? Like, how do I put that extra I in there? Like, what do I got to do? And do I get a new Social Security card? Do I get a new birth certificate? Like, I don't know. Like, how do I do this? So now we're trying to figure out how to work all that. So that's fun.
You'll figure it out. Yeah. I've actually never heard of them making a mistake like that. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, you'll figure it out. Maybe there's a meaning or a message in there, that she's got a story. She's got many pages in her story.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So with that, I want to give you the last word. What is the one takeaway from this show, from this episode, that if they listen to nothing else, the listeners gloss over everything we said except for one item, what would it be?
It would be that your adversity is divinely designed to be your victory.
Ooh. I love that.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow. Say that one more time.
Your adversity, your greatest adversity, your greatest challenge is divinely designed to be your greatest victory.
Oh, my gosh. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I got goosebumps now. Oh, man. That's a whole other show. It's like literally a topic of another show. Like, holy smokes. Amazing. Holley, you are a rock star. You are amazing. You are a phenomenal speaker. You are a phenomenal person. I love everything about what you're doing here in 2020. And I just wish you the best in everything you do.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. I love your show. I'm a huge fan of the show. I love what you're doing. Love what you're up to. And it's been an absolute honor and a privilege to be here and to serve your fantastic audience, who I'm a member of. So thank you so much, Sean.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Life Transformation Radio listeners, amazing guest impacting the world around her. If anything resonated in our conversation today with Holley Mignosi, please absolutely subscribe to the show and then send her a message on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, her website. Let her know that you heard the episode on Life Transformation Radio. Download that free gift. Get into her network. Get into her Facebook group. If you're a speaker, you think about speaking, get in there. She will absolutely transform your life and your business. And with that, close the show by saying, live your brand. Find opportunities every day to live out core values that you hold deep in your heart. And I call this living your brand. So until next episode, live a great life.